अस्सलामुअलैकुम एवरीवन, वी आर बैक, वी आर लाइव अगेन। और आज की जो हमारी गेस्ट हैं, एज आई हैव टोल्ड यू बिफोर, शी इज़ रेहम खान। आई गेस सबको ही पता होगा कि वो कौन है, तो लेट्स टेक हर लाइव। वी हैव अ बंच ऑफ क्वेश्चंस फॉर हर। कुछ उनकी ऑटोबायोग्राफी से रिलेटेड हैं, कुछ just general questions that we would like to ask her, so we could get to know more about her. Let's see, live लेते हैं हम उनको and देखें क्या होता है फिर। We are waiting for Reham to request us to join the live, तो फिर हम ये सेशन स्टार्ट करते हैं। और ये थोड़ा डिले भी हो गया। एक्चुअली दिस वाज सपोज टू स्टार्ट एट 5, मगर कनेक्टिविटी इश्यूज़ की वजह से आधा घंटा 40 मिनट से Let's see how this goes. Are waiting for Reham to join us now. फिर हम अपने क्वेश्चन आंसर्स का सिलसिला स्टार्ट करते हैं। जब तक हमारे व्यूअर्स भी बढ़ जाएंगे और लोग आ जाएंगे जिनके पास नोटिफिकेशंस जारी होंगी।
I can't do it.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम रेहम, हाउ आर यू?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, क्या हाल है?
शुक्र, आप कैसी हैं?
मैं बिल्कुल ठीक ठाक हूँ। आप पहले बताएं कि ये कराची में जो बारिशें हैं उनकी वजह से बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स हो रही हैं। मुझे नहीं पता था इंटरनेट भी बारिशों की वजह से बहुत तबाही आई है। आई होप यू आर ऑल ओके।
We are okay. We were supposed to start at 5, तो डिले के लिए I'm very sorry.
नहीं, as long as you're safe, because मैं कुछ वीडियोस देख रही हूँ लोगों के घरों में और पक्के मकानों में पानी आया हुआ। It's shocking. It's very scary. It's okay. I had a coffee. I had a busy morning, so I had an extra coffee on you.
We're very sorry once again, but
No, not at
let's
all.
start now. We have a bunch of questions for you.
जी जी।
अच्छा, सबसे पहले तो अब आपको पता है कि जिस आई एम सो सॉरी अबाउट दैट।
It's okay. Happens to me all the time. Happens to me every time.
आपको पता जो है जिस इंडस्ट्री में आप हैं, there's like
जी जी।
you need confidence, you need a lot of confidence to be where you are, right?
बिल्कुल, that's right.
So where do you get that from? How do you contain yourself? Where do you get the confidence from?
Honestly, in 2 bullet points, I get it from the fact that I come from a family that I have a very loving family. So I think कि जिन बच्चों को before they're sort of 5, they get a lot of love. They're very secure. So I was very privileged that I was the youngest in a family of 3 siblings, and I've had a lot of love from my parents, a lot of attention from my parents, a lot of love from my older brother and sister, extended family, proverbial ladli. I am the princess in the family. And I think कि जिन बच्चों को प्यार मिलता है, if you cannot spoil a child with a lot of love. You know, this is a myth that people say that you can spoil a child with love. You can't. Having said that, we had rules. So ये नहीं कि बदतमीजी की इजाजत हो या क्या, but कभी हाथ नहीं उठाया, you know, parents ने कभी थप्पड़ वप्पड़, you know, kind of physical punishment. There was no concept of physical punishment. कभी कोई गाली गलौज ऊंची आवाज में. Mom used to look at us and all she used to say was कि मैं खफा हो जाऊंगी. Though that was her kind of like, and I would be like, okay, that's death. कि mom खफा हो जाएंगी. So we would behave, and so that was the thing. And also I think कि जब आपकी वो एक, I do have that. Obviously एक इंसान की एक personality होती है. You're born with a certain kind of personality, but I think if you get a lot of love, so later on in life you have the confidence to say no, I'm not going to do this, or you know, no, I'm not going to be defeated.
Right.
And then of course दुनिया में जो फिर मेरे साथ हुआ, I think that has made me more confident, because literally I have a, I don't care anymore about people's opinion. And I think part of my upbringing was this. Pakistani and Indian communities में बहुत ज़्यादा ये होता है कि, you know, लोग क्या कहेंगे. So I did have that in my family. You know, I was told कि बस इतना सा smile करना है, बाल खुले नहीं छोड़ने, a lady must sit like this, you must have makeup on but not too much, so you know बिल्कुल भी ऐसे नहीं निकलना as if you just come out of the bed. So there was a lot of rules about how to look like a lady and behave well, and टांगे जोड़ के बैठना, ऊंचा हंसना नहीं. And I think that I then started defying, because I think I grew up with the idea that I have to behave myself very well. And then later on, when people started saying awful things about me, just you know, I was a good kid, so I can't remember ever having an argument with my parents, या you know, कभी loud music या बहुत ज़्यादा makeup करना या कोई लड़कों शड़कों का चक्कर. Always I was a very good kid. But then when people started writing horrible stuff about me, it actually liberated me. The fact that people wrote nasty stuff about me, girls must realize that you know, my nightmare would have been that people should not say nasty stuff about me. But when they did say that, I realized that people didn't stop loving me. You know, when they said कि ये तो ऐसी है वैसी है, and that gave me confidence that, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have a spot on your nose. Doesn't matter. You know, if somebody hates you, that's fine. So I think I have a, don't really care about what people think anymore, and that is very important for girls to get that.
Yeah, that's how everyone should, not just girls, the guys also. So you don't have to care about like what people say. You just have to do what you want,
because you can't make them happy. You know, if you're like, if you put on weight, they're not happy. If you get too skinny, they're not happy. If you're tall, they're not happy. You know, I go to weddings, and if the girl is very beautiful, so you know, पीछे आपके बैठे होंगे आंटी, and we like, hi, she's so beautiful, how did he get her? और अगर if she's not, तो they'll say कि hi, कितनी कोजी है. And so they're not happy. If the food is nice, they'll say, you know, corruption का पैसा होगा, 12 खाने हैं. अगर कम खाना हो तो they'll say कि कैसा था, मुरब्बा भी नहीं था. So people can never be happy, and you can't spend your life pleasing people. So now I really am a huge example of, you know, when I stopped caring about my appearance, and when I stopped caring about people's opinions, people are more interested in me now, where I'm not even, I was the sort of young girl who was very careful, and I was very concerned about people, and are they happy? I was a people pleaser. But actually, when I stopped caring about people, now they're interested. So I think it's a very important lesson to learn. Stop caring. Nothing matters.
All right. The second question we have for you is, in the Pakistani society, what do you think about the women's rights we have? What are your thoughts on it? Are you satisfied with what they get?
You know, Pakistani society, the women's rights and what happens to women is so overt. You know, women are raped, women are beaten up. In front of people, they're beaten up, whether it's a mother or a daughter or someone's staff member. And lately I've noticed that a lot of people just stand around and watch this. You know, they're like किसी को घर से निकाल के खींच के, there'll be like people making videos of women being beaten up, or women being, like in a Pakistani society or in an Islamic society, I've seen people ripping off clothes of women in public. Nobody reacts. So I think women rights is kind of like, and the idea that we want to ask for a right to live, it's a huge problem. Like if you are asking ke okay ye jaise mera jism meri marzi ka wo ho gaya, and so as a woman, not only do you not have any rights, but you're also not allowed to ask for those rights. But I equally feel that men don't have a lot of rights, and I say that because the unfairness and the injustice that happens to men is happens very early on in life. For example, a man or a male child is not loved for being a child or a human being. He's loved ke puttar ho gaya, my marriage is secure. Now he's going to, you know, he has to achieve, he has to get a job, he has to make money. And so I think, and also he has to be a man. He's not allowed to cry. So there's a lot of unfairness with male children also, where they, and that's why they become nasty, abusive men, because unse kisi ne laad nahi kiya hota. If you don't hug a boy, and if you teach a boy that you have to be all angry and, you know, you have to
Right.
be really tough as being nasty to women, then how do you expect him to be affectionate or gentle to women? So I think rights, we should talk about rights for both genders, or not only both genders, across society. You know, whether you're transgender or trans woman, I think rights Pakistan mein, there is a huge huge lack of rights for humans generally.
But don't you think, like, when people here talk about Mera Jism Meri Marzi, they take it out of context? Like, Mera Jism Meri Marzi is, you know, बहुत लोगों को तो समझ भी नहीं है इसके बारे में कि ये है क्या. Like, there's, अभी मैंने एक news देखी recently, there was a girl in Islamabad, maybe she was roaming around naked on the streets. That's how they take it. What do you think about that?
But you see,
मतलब हमारे
there
लोगों
is,
का भी तो मसला है ना.
लेकिन लोगों का मसला क्यों है? Because I think it's a designed, you know, dumb and dumber propaganda, or dumb and dumber campaign. Very systematically, we have removed good teachers, we have removed good books, we have made our children, our youngsters, it's like a planned idiot campaign. We have made them idiots. And I say that with authority, because if you speak to people who have, say, qualified pre-80s or pre-90s, they get me. You speak to a younger guy or a girl, so they're extremely arrogant. They have huge egos. They cannot take criticism. You आपको
Right.
पता होता है कि गलत करे. They have no work ethic, and then they have this. They have no understanding. They have like, they have no comprehension. And ऊपर जो बैठे हुए planners हैं, वो they understand that, so they use that कि लगा दिया truck की बत्ती के पीछे, as they say. And I didn't understand this phrase कि truck की बत्ती के पीछे, what does that mean? And now I've understood. क्या वो शुरू कर दिया ऊपर कि मेरा जिस्म मेरी मर्जी का मतलब ये है कि women want to walk around naked on the street, तो बाकी सारे
Right.
हाँ जी ये un-Islamic है ये. No, it's not about that. It's about the fact कि भाई मेरा जिस्म मेरी मर्जी का मतलब क्या है कि ये ज़बान जो है अल्लाह पाक ने दिया है ना. Whether you're Islamic or whether you're secular, you are born with the ability to speak, a voice. That's what nature has ordained. आपको भी मुझको भी. So if Allah or nature did not want us to have a voice, ये भी जिस्म का हिस्सा ही है ना, ज़बान भी जिस्म का हिस्सा है. So he would have given only men brains and only men tongue, the ability to speak. If we have the ability to think, that's because we were made like that. We have the ability to speak because we were made like that. We have not developed this capacity. We were born like that. So zaban, brain is your jism ka hissa, by the way, and so is my uterus, and so are my other body parts. And who decides कि you're constantly मेरा जिस्म मेरी मर्जी का मतलब ये है कि, you know, I'm a 12-year-old. No, I don't want to get married. I want to study.
Right.
Don't
Right.
violate my body. I am a 20-year-old. Don't make me breed like you know, I'm some sort of like, you know, 11 to 15 children. आप थर्ड चले जाओ. people have 10, 11, 15 children as a normal rule. तो बाबा मेरा जिसम मेरी मर्जी है कि मुझे खुदकुशी भी तो हराम है ना. So
Exactly, and that's what they don't understand. यही
they
बात
don't
लोगों को समझ
want
नहीं.
to understand. ये ऊपर जो बैठे हैं उनको तरीका है कि दिल से कि जी ये किताब तो नहीं पढ़नी, एंड यू से आपने पढ़ी है, अस्तगफिरुल्लाह मैंने नहीं पढ़ी. तो इफ यू नॉट रेड इट तो तुम्हें कैसे पता? हाउ डू यू नो कि उसमें क्या है? और ऐसे भी नॉलेज इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बट द 4-5 पीपल दैट दे चूज टू सेट अ प्रोपेगेंडा कि ये मेरा जिसम मेरी मर्जी जो है ना, ये हमारी रिवायतें तबाह कर रही हैं. एंड व्हाट आर वी आस्किंग फॉर? कि don't harass us sexually, don't see us as only flesh, there's more to us, don't see me as just stereotype me as just a body. A woman is more than that, and Islam gives you that right. Islam actually actively says there are direct verses of the Quran which say कि ब्यूटी पे नहीं, वर्चुअस. तो वो क्या है? वो आपकी पर्सनालिटी है ना. सो आप मुझको ऑब्जेक्टिफाई मत करो कि अच्छा जी ये इतनी लंबी हो, 5-6 से अबव हो, और इतनी पतली हो, और इतने बच्चे पैदा कर सके. एंड लाइक दैट इज व्हाट मेरा जैसे मेरी मर्जी है. सो पीपल नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट, एंड we'll make them understand, not to worry.
All right, this is a good one. This question is, what was the main idea of your autobiography? What message did you want to give the people? and what were the reactions on your book?
So main motivation, a lot of people think it was just to irritate people. It wasn't. It was actually, I felt that I came from a very like a very polite family. And I think a lot of girls listening, a lot of families will realize कि हम बच्चों के सामने कुछ बातें नहीं करते. Like when I was asked about my शादी the first time round, so the thing that I wasn't directly asked. So I come from a family जहाँ ऐसे नहीं होता कि ये शादी नहीं हो सकती, या ये ऐसी शादी तुम्हें यही करनी है. It's more educated, polite, but maneuvering होती है. So nobody discussed drugs with me. Nobody discussed कि मर्द ऐसे होते हैं. What are the chat-up lines that men use? Nobody talked to me about the hypocrisy in society, and about voting as well. So I literally grew up thinking that if I am good to someone, they'll be good to me, and that everybody by and large is honest. I did not have this idea that people will lie or people can be deceiving. And particularly for the one character got a lot more highlighted in the book, but there are lots of other characters.
I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
No,
now?
I cannot.
This is a sazish. This is a sabotage. You can't hear me? Don't know what's happened. It must be the internet connection. Why can't you hear me?
I cannot hear you.
Shall we try again? I don't know why you can't hear me. Can you hear me now? You can't hear me? I don't know what. I've not touched anything, so I don't know why you can't hear me. What is it? Let's try. Now? Abhi आवाज आ रही है? Can you hear me now? No?
Wait, I'll take you live again. I'll take you live again.